My crafty friends are going to give a big laugh when they see the title of this video, but I'm really going to try and keep it simple and cheap and easy to do on your own. So we spend lots and lots of money on all our crafting goodies, and we're always addicted to buying the next thing and getting the next cool thing that's come out. But really, if you've just got a little bit of arts and crafts in you, you can make the most amazing cards with the minimalist of supplies. I made this card out of double-sided tape and glitter. I'm going to redo this card, and then I'll show you how it's all done and how easy it can be. So we're here today. I'm trying to get something similar to this card, and I'm just going to show you how I did it. So I took a piece of this paper and I cut it into 4 pieces, and we will probably trim it down once I'm done. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark it so that I can get my pieces of tape equidistant from each other. So I probably just want my marks to be, my piece of tape to be stuck at a nice distance from each other, but I can probably do this with the ruler rather than trying to figure it out. So let's do this. We'll do from there to there, and I'll put a line, and then we can probably draw the other side of the ruler. To get a parallel line, and put that on that line, and draw the other side of the ruler to get a parallel line, and on that line. Why is it that this maths is always a challenge for me? Doesn't matter how old I get, this maths is always a challenge. Okay, on that line, and across there, and on that line. Across there, and then on that line I don't think we're going to have a little piece at the end here. But you just never know. We might do. We might just stick a piece right over the end just to finish it off. Okay, now I'm going to get my tape and I'm going to stick it over the lines. So here we go with the tape and sticking it over the lines. Right, now we can start putting our glitter on, and we just have to decide on our pattern. So I have a couple of things of glitter here. I was planning on doing purple and blue, maybe purple, green and blue. No, I think I'll just stick to purple and blue because then it's less of a mess to clean up. When I did the rainbow colors, I had to take one piece at a time and that was a bit of a mission. I just want to fold these pieces in half because then it just makes it easier to get the glitter back into the container. There we go. And so we're going to do purple and blue. So we'll just take every second one off. One, two. Every second one. 3. Okay. And then we're going to put the purple glitter on. 1, 2. Oh, I didn't do an alternative one. 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh, it wasn't an alternative one. Okay, we want this one to be sprinkled with glitter. So let's just cover this last piece up. And I think the little corner will have to be sprinkled with glitter. So it's 1, 2, 3, and this last one, 4. Okay, we can shake it all over the card because we can put it back in the container when we're done. We can brush the glitter into the tape. Brush the glitter into the tape, and it's all sticking beautifully. Oh, it looks like we might be getting a little bit of glitter stuck on our blue tape. Maybe I'm going to have to fetch myself a paintbrush to sort this one out. And there we go. Every second one has got glitter stuck to it. I'll just have to tap our card off a bit. Flick it to get rid of all the glitter. Let me just get my paintbrush. But before I get my paintbrush, I'm going to tip this back into the container. I should have probably used anti-static on this before I did this. Okay. Now you can see why I have 2 pieces of paper under my project. I don't want to be cleaning up glitter forever and ever and ever. Oops. Okay, and then I spilt it out, but that's also fine. We can put this one back in. Okay, there we go. With the glitter, with the piece of paper. Let's try shake this one off a bit again. Okay, I actually wanted to get my paintbrush to just clean the card off a bit. Let me do that before I put it all away. Okay, we don't really want a lot of purple next to our blue, but that's also fine. Doesn't matter if there is purple next to our blue. Brush it all off onto the piece of paper. Sure, isn't it amazing how glitter sticks to everything? Everything, everything, everything. And we just want to push our glitter into the the double-sided tape so that it doesn't come out. I will eventually put a block on top of it to try and hold it there until it's nicely settled. Okay, that should be good enough for the next layer. Let's just check this off again. I'm not particularly worried about saving the glitter as such as I am about not having it contaminate the next part of my project. Okay, so now we're going to do the blue bit. Put the lid back on the purple first. Okay, now we're going to do every second one, which is quite apparent now because it needs to go between the purple. Okay, we sprinkle the blue over. Maybe I won't do this one quite so liberally after my experience with the purple going everywhere. There we go. Nice blue. Nice blue. Oh, this is going to look so pretty. Can't wait to see the end result. And then if we just use a bit of pressure to brush it into the double-sided tape. Oops, I didn't mean to brush it into the purple tape. Perhaps we need a cover for the purple tape. And brush it into the blue tape. And then hopefully when we shake it all off, the blue will come off the purple. Okay, there's a bit of blue that needs some more covering. Okay, there we go. Oh, and it looks so pretty. I'm so happy with this. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Love it. You can also do this with striped paper, or you get cards that is already glittered and won't make this big mess. But that just means that you have to go out and buy stuff. So we're trying to avoid buying stuff. Okay, there we have our lovely stripy card. Awesome. And then I'm going to put my glue back in its container. Okay, so I'm going to choose a matting paper. And I thought the blue might be nice, but the purple could possibly also be nice. Which one? Which one? Decisions, decisions, decisions. Okay, I think I like the blue. Cool, blue it is. And then I'm just going to cut a nice piece of backing here out of the blue. And once again, I'm going to cut it so that I can use the leftover bits to do backings on my other cards. Here's my faithful trimmer. And I'm going to cut this in half. It would normally be just under 15 to make it half of an A4. And then I'm going to cut this in half again. Put that aside. In half again. And this half would be, so my card is probably at 10.5, but I actually want this to be nicely matted. So I'm going to cut this at 9.5. And then I also want it a little bit shorter to sit nicely on this card. Oh no, I don't like the 9.5. A thinner border would have been better. Okay, let's try 10. Let's try 10. Let's take it to 10 and see if the border looks better. Okay, I think that's a much nicer border with half a centimetre to spare. And then we need to cut a bit off the bottom as well to keep the border. And if we measure this card, it measures 15. So if we want to cut half of it off, we're going to cut it at 14.5. This is 14.5 to get our mats. Go. print out some greetings that I can use to stick on the front of my card. I have lots of dies and stamps that all allow me to put greetings on the front of my cards, but I think this is the easiest if you are just starting off as a card maker, is to print out some greetings and then just keep the extra ones for another day. So I just cut them all to size here, and once I had trimmed them, then I put a backing on them and stuck them onto the front of my card. You'll see the rest in due course.